Let's jump right into this explainer, because we are breaking down an absolute blockbuster of a mega match today. We're heading straight to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey to look at a defining, edge-of-your-seat clash from the 2026 World Cup between two massive football superpowers, France and Senegal.
And honestly, the source material hit the nail right on the head here. This wasn't just a regular 90 minutes of football, it was a hair-raising drama. It literally felt like watching a Hollywood thriller movie. The excitement of the fans in the stands reached the seventh sky, thanks to massive VAR suspense, wild emotional roller coasters, and some truly magical gameplay that completely turned the tide.
So, Act 1, a fierce opening half.
Right off the opening whistle, Senegal unleashed an absolute storm on the pitch. I mean, they brought this completely different level of energy and hunger. Their attacking trio, Nicolas Jackson, Ismail Assar, and Habib Diallo, immediately started launching these dangerous, rapid-fire counterattacks. Dayot Upamecano had to stand like a rock just to keep them at bay early on. Meanwhile, France's captain, the usually lethal Kylian Mbappe, he looks surprisingly uncomfortable. Guys like Ousmane Dembélé and Adrien Rabiot kept trying to feed him the ball, but his first touch was just totally betraying him today. The ball is bouncing far away off his knee, and that highly alert Senegalese defense was tackling him with ease.
Senegal was firmly in the driver's seat, and honestly, France was incredibly lucky to survive the half. Just 7 minutes in, Habib Diallo sends in this blistering cross, and only a cheetah-like clearing header from Theo Hernandez keeps it out. Then in the 25th minute, Jackson completely deceives the French defense and fires an absolute rocket. It beats Mike Maignan but crashes directly into the base of the post. You could hear a deep silence spread across the entire stadium. And then, right before the halftime whistle, Sarr gets the easiest chance of the game from just 8 yards out, but casually clatters it way over the bar. So somehow, France heads to the locker room holding on to a highly exciting 0-0 draw.
Moving right along to Act 2, the tactical turning point.
Okay, so Didier Deschamps knows he has to completely change his strategy. He makes this brilliant tactical shift. He gives Michael Olise a free role. Instead of being stuck in one spot, Olise gets the green light to just roam anywhere across the midfield. And you know what? This single tweak completely turns the tables of the match. It lets him use his magical dribbling to bypass Senegal's captain, Kalidou Koulibaly, and totally dismantle their defensive structure.
Suddenly, the real French cyclone hits. Within just 6 minutes, France goes from 0 to maximum pressure. In the 53rd minute, off a crisp pass from Jules Koundé, Olise fires a sharp shot, but Edouard Mendy stands like a wall to block it. 4 minutes later, Olise threads a beautiful pass to Mbappe. Mendy rushes out for another fantastic block. And then, the 59th minute brings us this high-voltage drama that left everyone absolutely breathless.
Mbappe uses his storming pace to fly down the left side and into the box. Out of nowhere, Senegal's star, Sadio Mane, comes sliding in from behind with a dangerous tackle, and Mbappe goes flying through the air, crashing straight to the ground. The entire French squad is screaming for a penalty. The stadium goes heavy with silence as the ref heads to the VAR screen. Deschamps is literally turning red with anger on the sidelines. But after a really intense review, the ref drops a shocking decision. He rules that Mbappe initiated the contact himself and completely dismisses the penalty appeal. Crazy, right?
But here comes Act 3, breaking the deadlock.
You see, friends, the true mark of a great player is how they answer controversies with their game. They don't let a call break their focus. And Mbappe, he was about to shatter that 0-0 deadlock. It all starts in the 66th minute. Olise slices down the right wing and whips in a fierce, power-packed diagonal pass. Mbappe times his run clinically, and without wasting even a fraction of a second trying to control the ball, he unleashes a world-class, first-time shot on the run that absolutely smashes past Mendy. And that miraculous strike wasn't just the icebreaker. It was Mbappe's historic 57th international goal for France. The stadium just erupted. Fans went wild, sparking massive celebrations from Paris all the way back to New Jersey. France finally had their 1-0 lead.
But wait, Act 4, Senegal's disallowed comebacks.
This Hollywood thriller was far from over. Completely rattled by that goal, Senegal actually intensifies their attacks, which leads to absolute heartbreak. Twice in just 12 minutes, Senegalese fans had their roaring goal celebrations turn into tears. First in the 68th minute, Jackson hits a brilliant chip over the keeper, but it's ruled a tight offside. In the 74th, Diallo fires a sharp shot that Maignan barely saves with his fingertips. Then, in the 80th minute, Jackson finally stabs a cross into the net, but fortune favors France again as VAR calls another incredibly tight offside. Senegal was just completely broken by those setbacks.
Which brings us to Act 5, Barcola's magical impact.
Sensing that Senegal's spirit was fracturing, Deschamps makes another masterful move in the 81st minute, bringing on the young sensation Bradley Barcola. And barely after stepping onto the grass, Barcola becomes the center of the match's most beautiful goal. It starts with Adrien Rabiot, who just tears through the Senegalese midfield like a lion. He threads a magical through pass perfectly down the center. Barcola uses his cheetah-like pace to get there first, showing this unimaginable poise to execute an ice-cold dink right over the rushing keeper's head. The ball just floats gracefully into the net. France, 2. Senegal, 0. This was such a charismatic goal, executed with so much confidence that it left even the opposition players looking totally stunned on the pitch. It firmly stamped France's dominance and completely tilted the outcome in their favor.
Finally, Act 6, the ultimate knockout punch. Now, Senegal fought gravely, and they actually managed to pull a late goal back to make it 2-1. But guys, welcome to the 96th minute finale. Literally just 60 seconds after Senegal revived their hopes, France delivered the ultimate knockout punch. Ulisse's elite vision strikes again. He finds Mbappé totally unmarked about 30 yards out, almost dead center. Mbappé receives the ball, spins effortlessly in one fluid motion, and unleashes an absolute brute of a right-footed strike.
The source material described it perfectly, a rising, roaring missile that soared through the air with terrifying velocity. The raw power of this blast was completely unstoppable. Mendy flew to his side, but he had absolutely no chance. It was a breathtaking masterpiece that silenced the Senegalese resurgence instantly.
And just like that, the final score was cemented at 3-1. By securing his brilliant brace, Mbappé finalized the scoreline, snatching a historic, miraculous victory, and proving exactly why the world views him as a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. Pure magic to close out the match.
As we wrap up what was truly a Hollywood epic on the pitch, I want to leave you with a thought. After seeing Mbappe's historic, controversy-silencing performance, the tactical genius of Deschamps' midfield adjustments, and Barcola's ice-cold magic under pressure, does this hard-fought victory make France the ultimate, undeniable World Cup favorite? Think about how they absorbed that massive pressure and ruthlessly executed when it mattered most. It's a question we'll all be debating as the tournament rolls on. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep that curiosity fired up.